Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. A lot of times when I'm trying to recommend a book to someone, the first question they ask is, what's it about? And with some books, that's a really easy question to answer. Oh my gosh, so there's this little boy and he lives with his horrible aunt and uncle, and one day he finds out that with others, it's a little harder. I mean, sure, it's really just about a boarding school kid wandering around the city, but at the deeper thematic level, it's all really an allegory but with some, it can feel impossible. Because some books, sometimes the most enjoyable ones to read, don't really have much of a plot at all. And if they're standing in for some larger conversation, it's not coming through. With these books, it's not about what happens or even really what it means. It's about what it feels like. As writers, we often talk about striking this balance between plot and theme, making sure that you have enough going on at all times to keep your reader engaged, but also making sure that everything you say is working towards the point that you're trying to make. But if you're only focusing on juggling these two things, you're most definitely gonna drop the third and arguably most important ball: atmosphere. For instance, let's look at one of the most atmospherically compelling games I've played in the last decade. Human Fall Flat is a puzzle game, a physics-based platformer. What's it about? You blob across the environment and stick your hands to stuff and move boxes? That's not a good answer, you say? I agree. But what does it mean? If there's a larger point in all this folding yourself into catapults and flinging yourself over castle walls, I haven't found it. But this is still one of my favorite games of all time, and that's mostly because of the way it feels. The way your little featureless body flops all around like a snail without a shell makes you feel vulnerable, pitiable. The slow, searching score amidst this melancholy longing. Even the distance of the camera just gives you this sense of how small and insignificant you are in the face of the world and its challenges. And suddenly, this game that is essentially just you pulling this white piece of flubber across this landscape of obstacles, in the middle of all that nothing, I find myself reflecting on the importance of hope in the human experience. And there was no plot that set that up. No grand thematic monologues or symbols to plant that idea in my mind. It's all atmosphere. Now, similarly, you can point to basically anything Haruki Murakami has written and find that same level of atmospheric storytelling. And sure, some of his short stories have a bit more plot, and some of his novels are a bit more heavily themed, but whatever. And in particular, I want to point to his first two published works, Hear the Wind Sing and Pinball, 1973. Now, both follow an unnamed narrator as he hangs out with his friend in a bar and thinks about stuff and plays pinball. And I'm sure he probably had something to say about the human condition when he had his main character living with identical, indistinguishable twin sisters. That's not what makes any of his works stick with you. They stick with you because they feel different than anything else. The unique combination of sparse description and emotionally vulnerable characters, a cold narrative style, and a kind of quick jazz-inspired sentence structure all work together to make everything he writes feel like nothing else. What are these about? But it feels awesome. Okay, let's bring it back. What's the point? The point is that events are easy to convey in language. Ideas, a little harder. But emotions, a feeling, sometimes that can feel impossible. When it comes to feeling, it's not what you say, but how you say it. So yes, pay attention to your plot. And yes, be meticulous about your theme. But if you forget about atmosphere, you may as well forget about all of it. Thanks so much for watching. This has been Left to Right. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know down in the comments, what does your favorite book feel like? Have you ever read something or played something or watched something that just felt different? I'd love to talk about it.